In England, there should be more Latin classes in the future. Education Minister Gavin Williamson has announced that he will provide £4 million for this. The program is intended to benefit state schools in a targeted manner. Latin has the reputation of being an elitist school subject for the privileged few, which he now wants to put an end to, said Williamson. This goes down well with the lovers of classical antiquity. Mary Beard, a well-known classical scholar who teaches at Cambridge University, is also enthusiastic about the government initiative. Latin still has the image of being only something for elegant white boys. But Beard emphasizes that this is not right. She says, "I find Latin exciting, it's challenging. It introduces children to completely new worlds and into literature they did not know before. It expands awareness and is fun." Well, when I had Latin, I never thought about it as fun. According to a survey by the British Council, almost half of private schools have Latin on their programs, while less than 3% of state secondary schools teach Latin. That is about to change. The Minister of Education's initiative envisages that Latin should be offered to students aged 11 to 16 at 40 state schools. The pilot project is scheduled to start in September 2022 and is initially set to run for 4 years. However, the minister's plan is also met with criticism, and the question of how useful it is to learn a dead language is only limited. Rather, it is doubted that the government is seriously trying to ensure equal educational opportunities for all. The background to this is that the government initially only wants to approve 1.4 billion to compensate for the massive loss of lessons since the beginning of the pandemic. That's a fraction of what education expert Kevin Collins said should be provided. Collins had been specially commissioned by the government to calculate the cost of such a catch-up program. He had estimated £15 billion, so 10 times the money. After the government announced that it would provide just under a tenth of this amount, Collins had submitted his resignation to Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Bravo. The education expert warns against abandoning hundreds of thousands of students. The journalist Sonia Soda from the left-liberal newspaper The Observer commented on the government stance with the words, "We know that the pandemic has disproportionately affected children from the working class and from less fortunate backgrounds. There are central issues in our education system to which we should devote ourselves, especially when it comes to catching up on learning material after the pandemic. We should talk about that. This frippery Latin announcement, which costs little, is only intended to distract us, and we media representatives should not fall into this trap." Well, they tried to distract a lot. Teachers' associations and unions were also outraged by the £1.4 billion. The sum was pathetic, it was said. Geoff Barton, the General Secretary of ASCL, a professional association of school and college leaders, calculated that the total would amount to £50 per student. The US, on the other hand, would spend £1,600 per capita and the Netherlands £2,500. And about the Latin part again, even if it's just a distraction right now, I do believe that she's right. I regret that I had Latin. I chose Latin because I thought that was needed in some professions I might be taking later on, or what I want to study. And I only would have really needed it if I wanted to study medicine, and I never wanted to do that. It was a bit helpful, but I still regret the other choice I had. The choice in Germany is between Latin and France when I was in school, and French. And today I regret that I didn't take French. So think about that one. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.